All right, y'all. So I have a little impromptu video for you today so I can catch you guys up on what's going on.
You in the past, I'm in the future. You mad, they don't salute you. I need a bag.
Thank you so much for clicking on this video. If you're new here, my name is Keela Trishan and I make videos on lifestyle, insurance, and mental health. I also do vlogs, day in the life in the insurance industry, day in the life with a small child. If that's something that interests you, go on ahead and click that subscribe button below. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything from me. And if you're returning, thank you so much for coming back and thank you for your support. All right, so it has been a minute since I filmed, and that is crazy. Like, I went from filming or putting up a video, should I say, every week to every 2 weeks to once a month, and now it's been a little bit over a month. But the reason for this time specifically is work. So I'm gonna kind of get into that, explain to you guys like what's been going on, why I've been fighting for my sanity, and just kind of discuss some things that I want to do moving forward. So if you're interested, go on ahead and stay tuned. All right, y'all. So if you have been following me for a while, you know that I am an insurance adjuster. Specifically, I'm a field adjuster in the homeowners department of a major insurance company. I've worked for a few different carriers, and most recently, the role that I have, I handle pretty complex claims. So when I say complex, I mean like claims that are like over 50,000, claims that include multiple rooms. A lot of times the home is uninhabitable, so the person is now having to stay in temporary housing. There might be contents that are damaged. So I'm basically opening up like all three exposures. If you're not in insurance, exposure basically means like what the insurance company is exposed to: dwelling, personal property, ALE, i.e. additional living expenses. So I'm handling this on like multiple claims. Add to that, public adjusters. A lot of my claims, especially in my area, there's a lot of public adjusters. There are attorneys, all that jazz. And then where there's not a public adjuster or attorney, you know, it's just a high-end home. So I say all that to say that there are a lot of moving pieces with the claims. It could take me a while just to work one claim, depending on what I have to do. There are a lot of reports, writing up my coverage note and explaining why we're, extending coverage, explaining my forecast for what things are going to cost, and basically sending things for approval. So that's relatively easy to do when you have a reasonable pending. Now, what's reasonable to me might not be reasonable to someone else, so I'm not going to really get into that too much. But what I will say is that for the last maybe we're in October, I would say the last 5 to 7 months, it's been out of control as far as the workload. So I've kind of touched on this in different videos, but the last maybe 2 months has been really crazy, to a point where I feel like my work product has suffered. Just the quality of my work, the way I like to work my claims has suffered. All the tips and tricks that I've given you guys, throw all that out the window, because it works, but once you get to a certain level of work, once you surpass that, there's only so much that you can do as a human being. You're not a machine. And it's not just me going through this, it's my colleagues as well. We basically have a relatively small department that handles certain claims. Mind you, we're getting brand new claims, we're getting transferred claims from the regular branch, all that stuff. So the added thing for me being a field adjuster is that I have to go out and physically inspect. So it's just been a lot, between juggling driving, because if you live in Southern California, traffic is nothing to play with. So trying to time, when I'm going to these inspections, I'm going someplace far, trying to, determine, okay, do I do this in the morning and lose the first half of the day? Do I do it in the evening and lose the second half of the day? What do I do? While also trying to keep up on desk work, maintaining files, fires that come up, this, that, and the third. Needless to say, I fell behind. Again, my colleagues have too, but we specifically talking about me, okay? I'm usually pretty good at staying on top of my claims and staying on top of situations, but I've just really had trouble the last couple of months doing that because there's so many things coming at me, so many big estimates and things like that. Also, sometimes when you send things for approval, if your management doesn't agree or they see things differently, they might reject that. So then you have to go back in and answer the questions that they have for you and figure out another way to get this claim approved. What I will say is that the company that I'm working for now is a little more strict on coverage and a little more stringent on what we will allow versus what we don't allow. There's not always a straight answer for coverage. I have a condo claim right now that's giving me grief. There's so many different moving pieces and nobody can give me a fucking answer on what I need to do versus not do. So the customer's waiting around for a response and I don't have a response for them. So I'm just kind of waiting for that to be researched. But I say that to say that I've been wanting to film a day in the life, for a while. Like the last video I put out was a day in the life. And my goal was to try to put out like, one a week or like one every couple weeks, because it's not really much that changes day to day except for like whether I'm in the field or not. But it's been so hard to even do that because I'll be on the phone, for a long time, or I'm super focused on an estimate. So like even trying to come up for air has been difficult. I've told you guys in the past that I do not see myself doing this job like for too much longer, specifically being a claims adjuster. I'm coming on 10 years in the industry, and this is kind of my thought process. Like, it was an amazing opportunity when I got it. I do not regret becoming an adjuster. Like, I feel like it's opened up a lot of different opportunities within the insurance industry. Like with me having the experience, there are a lot of places that I can go. The skill set that I have, I feel like that can translate to a lot of different jobs. And honestly, like the money has been good. Like it's allowed me to do some things in my personal life that I probably wouldn't have been able to do otherwise, or maybe it would have taken me longer to do. So I don't regret it. But as I approach 40, I am just kind of thinking about what I want the next phase of my life to look like. And I really want a job where it's a job. Like I'm past that point of like trying to prove myself and climb that corporate ladder. I feel like I did that in my 20s and like early 30s. But these days, I just want to, I'm not saying that I don't want to work and I just want to chill and not do anything, but I want a job that's not as stressful. Like it's not healthy, to have this level of stress on a day-to-day basis, Monday through Friday. I feel like I'm at that point where, on Sundays, I'm getting that sinking feeling like, oh my God, I gotta go back and deal with another 5 days of this. On Fridays, I'm super excited. And that's just not a way to live. Like you're only given so many Fridays, you're only given so many Sundays and Mondays. And I don't want to be miserable, you know what I'm saying? Throughout that time. And I'm being a bit dramatic. Like I'm not saying that I'm completely miserable, but I can definitively say I don't like my job. It's too much and a lot of things don't make sense. If you know me personally, I'm big on, 1 + 1 = 2. If you're saying that 1 + 1 = 3, I don't get it. Why does it equal 3 now? It's always equal 2. So yeah. So basically, I am in the midst of looking for other employment. I'm looking for, again, I don't want to leave the industry. I want to make that clear. Like I'm not done with insurance. I'm just done with the adjuster role. So I'm looking into underwriting specifically. That's like really what I'm kind of like looking at. Thought about SIU, but when I really try to like narrow down what I want to do, I'm trying to get out of like being customer facing. I know some underwriting positions are customer facing, but I'm trying to find more of a back office role to where the people that I'm working with are like my colleagues, like I don't want to, I'm done with dealing with the public. I've been doing that even before insurance. I've been dealing with the public for so many years that I am just mentally over it. So there's that. So I know a lot of people are having trouble right now finding employment. I've kind of experienced that too. Not necessarily that I'm having trouble, because what I will say is I don't think I've done enough searching. Like I'm just kind of at a point where I'm narrowing down what I want to do. So I'm sure that once I like really, really start looking and really start applying, then I'll find something. But I have been hearing from a lot of people that, the jobs are scarce, or, there's something posted, but, it's not available, or people have been applying to several different, jobs and haven't gotten a call back. I'm going to do a video probably soon, kind of with my tips on how to combat that. So stay tuned if you're going through that right now, especially trying to get into insurance. I'm getting a lot of comments about that, like how do I get in and that, all this stuff. And I mean, I have tips that have worked for me in the past, but just being realistic, I think right now it's just a little tricky, especially with so much movement in the industry, different companies pulling out of different areas and, not offering homeowners coverage or vehicle coverage in certain places. Like it's a lot of moving pieces in the industry, but I will do a video to give you guys some tips on that. So yeah, that's the work update as far as like kind of where I'm at. Like it's rough. I do plan on doing more day in the life videos, but I'm gonna have to like really plan them out because again, it's just been tough to kind of get away. So if you are still, you know, kind of wanting to see that, stay tuned, because like I said, I'll get another one out. It's just a matter of me trying to figure out the time to get those done. So yes, but your girl is looking for the next step in this industry. Okay, so the next piece I kind of want to talk about, just giving you guys an update. You know, I typically do these videos from time to time, but personal life. So work has been so crazy that I feel like it's kind of bled into my personal life. Like I've been doing way more overtime than what I normally would do, which has like affected the workouts and, you know, just me being able to enjoy life outside of work. So we're going to change that. Basically, I have been pretty consistent, even with work being crazy. I have been pretty consistent with getting some type of activity in. I think these days I'm more like, my workouts are more for mental health than it is for vanity, losing weight and all that stuff. It's more to like clear my head. Like there are some days where, you know, I've worked maybe an hour or two of OT and I'm just so like mentally drained that I need to go and like run on the treadmill or ride the bike or do a strength workout or yoga or something to just like decompress. And it really has been helping. The good thing is I have seen some results. You know, I've been working out consistently for like a couple of years now, but I have had like those droughts where, you know, I've gone like a couple of weeks without doing anything. I haven't really had any weeks where I've worked out less than three days in a while. Like outside of like a couple of times when I got injured, like lifting the weight or something. And even then it was just like, I needed a couple of days to rest, but I'm doing a lot of cardio, like for heart health, like high blood pressure, diabetes, that runs in my family. So for me, it's like just trying to make sure I get my activity in, trying to watch what I'm eating. You know, you are what you eat. So I don't necessarily diet, but, you know, I try to be cognizant of like carbs and, you know, foods that aren't as nutrient dense, I guess, you know, because I want the results to show when I'm working out. You know, I don't want to be doing all this and still be looking flabby, whatever. So it's been working. And I also want to get back into like going out, doing brunch and stuff with friends and just, you know, going to different events. Like my family and I have been trying to get together more. I feel like everybody's life is just so busy, but you know, you got to make time for the people that you love so you can create those memories and stuff. And as my son is getting older, I want him to have those experiences too. I don't want him to just be, you know, that kid like, oh, we never went anywhere. And we take him places, don't get me wrong. But I feel like we could be better about, you know, going to like just different, like for example, Halloween's coming up. So I want to do, you know, some type of like haunted house or whatever, something just so he can kind of look back and be like, oh yeah, we did this when I was little, all that good stuff, get the little cousins together, things like that. And then just honestly like enjoy, like I feel like there's more to life than just working and cleaning up. So I'm also trying to be cognizant of like, you know, every weekend I clean. So instead of every weekend cleaning, like, you know, would it make sense for me to bring like a housekeeper in, not every week, but like maybe once a month? So that's what I've kind of done too, to free up some of the time. Like, so I'm not having to clean the house, or me and my husband aren't having to clean the house. We can free up some of that time by just paying somebody, you know, a reasonable amount to come and clean our house. And then that is a chore that we don't have to do. And we've thought about that with meals. We thought about that with laundry and stuff like that, just trying to buy some of our time back since the work week can be so busy. So yeah, I'm kind of just, you know, trying to move into a mindset of like enjoying my life, like not letting work consume so much, because that has been like, it's been something that I've struggled with a lot of my working life, because I've always had some type of like a relatively stressful job, but I do think that the adjuster role is probably the most stressful. So yeah, I'm trying to get my personal life together. And like I said, when I say that, I mean, just like making sure that I'm doing things to like enjoy life as opposed to just lounging around because I'm so tired from the work week. So it's a work in progress, but you know, it's coming. All right, so last but not least, I did want to kind of talk about where I am thinking about taking this channel. So although I do a lot of like day in the life as an adjuster videos and stuff like that, because I know that I am planning on transitioning out of the adjuster role, I think I might pivot into just doing more like day in the life, I don't know, working from home, something of the sort, something more general. So it can kind of lead into, you know, the next position. I've taken you guys on my journey throughout like 3 of my insurance roles. I've had 5 altogether, I believe. 5. 2 at one company, and then the 3 other companies that I work for. So you guys weren't there in the early stages, but you guys were there 2 companies ago. So you've seen, you know, my journey through just working for these different companies, dealing with a different set of, you know, stressors. A lot of it is the same, but then some of it is different just depending on, you know, what's going on with the company. So I want to kind of pivot that. And then also I do want to get better about doing like vlogs on the weekend. Now, it's not like I have this major, social life right now. Like I told you, I'm trying to get back into it, but I feel like there's a lot of like routine videos that I can do, because I do have a lot of routines that I do on the weekend to prepare for the work week, evening routines, morning routines, things like that. And I've toyed with those videos in the past, and I've even done a few, but like I want to be more consistent with those things. But just like being real with myself, I really got a plan. I noticed that the difference between, now when I'm filming content versus when I was filming content like in the very beginning, like 4 years ago when I first started this channel, I was way more prepared. Like I would have my little scripts. And when I say script, it's more like an outline, like just kind of guiding me, keeping me on track with what I want to say. But I would have like a couple of video ideas, just kind of ready to go. And then I would set up the time to film those videos and film a few at a time. So all I got to do is just edit and schedule. These days, I'd be struggling just to get one video out, but a lot of it is like, I believe, like lack of planning because of what's going on at work, because I'd be so drained that I just need to chill. But I also told myself when I first started this channel that I didn't want to start unless I was going to be consistent. So I am checking myself on that and, just kind of like getting back into a mindset like, okay, when you film, you need to be filming at least a couple videos. Not today, because I'm filming this on my lunch break, so I have limited time. But there's a lot of content that I can get, without having to even really carve out the time if I'm doing like my routine videos or the day in the life and, weekend routine, stuff like that. So I need to be more diligent about that type of stuff. So I do plan on, I meet actually with my best friend and sister from time to time, because they are also content creators, and they're way more consistent than me, I'll say that. But I do plan on meeting with them so we can have our little powwow. We kind of discuss our struggles, and we kind of tell each other what we see in their content that's going well and give suggestions. It's nice to have that little circle of people that you can talk to that kind of like believe in what you're doing and are able to give you some ideas that you may not have thought about yourself. So there will be, more videos to come. I do plan on becoming more consistent. I know I've been saying this since like 2023, but 2024, just bear with me. It's really, I've been fighting for my sanity, I promise you. And I do feel like things are going to get better. They always do. Especially, for me, it's like once I notice that there is that issue, I do try to rectify it. It might take me a while, but I'm gonna rectify it and, just get better with, like I said, the planning and, being creative and stuff like that. Because I do think that on this channel, I'm going to have to pivot a little bit, because like if I get a job that's not claimed, you're not going to get any more Day in the Life as a claims adjuster videos. You might get Day in the Life as an underwriting professional, or Day in the Life as, I don't know, SIU professional, whatever, I end up going into that makes sense. So I will keep you guys posted on that, and, just try to get back into the swing of things as far as filming on a regular basis, as I am looking for other employment. All right, you guys, I know I can be long-winded sometimes, but I did want to just check in and, give you guys that update, let you guys know what's going on so you can kind of understand why I've been away for a little bit. I know most of you working professionals, and even if you're not a working professional, like, if you're an adult, you understand that, some seasons are easier than others. Like, I was in a season when I first started where I was able to post twice a week. I am now in a season where I'm fighting to get a video up once a month. But like I said, I do, expect that to change and all of that. And I expect to get everything in order, especially now that I kind of have a clear vision on what I want my life to look like overall, like work, personal life, content, all of that. So, yeah, if you enjoyed this video, definitely go on ahead and click the like button. That really helps with the YouTube algorithm. I'm gonna have to get back into the algorithm's good graces because it's been a while, but go on ahead and click that like button. If you made it this far and you have not subscribed, please go on ahead and click that subscribe button below. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss anything from me. And with that being said, you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you next time.
You mad, they don't salute you. I need a bag, size is super. They turned your bag, it's like I never knew.